at times they intentionally follow the container. They have the information from the source that this container has got contraband, it has got cocaine. But when they are tracking it, they know the port of discharge is Tema. So you see them pouncing on the cocaine in Tema. Why? They want to break the chain. If they immediately intercept it, they don't know the cocaine operatives in Ghana, but the consumption point is Ghana. So they know. So as it's going to transit, all those transit corridors too, when they scan it, they see it, but they want to deal with it in the originators of that cargo, Ghanaians. When they arrest one person, you mention everybody's name. Yeah, it's sad. A good friend of mine, one of the intelligent police officers in Tema here, the last cocaine did that happen some years back. That cocaine was turned into cocote powder. I remember. Yeah, that police officer who was involved is lavishing in Sawa prison 25 years now. Intelligent, I do visit him from time to time. It's sad. Why the barons that lured him into it paid their way out and they were given pardon by the president. Yes, the barons themselves, they were also arrested and incarcerated, but they were able to pay their way out, leaving the poor policeman there. The barons are wicked. After all, the substance they are trading in kills human beings, they don't care. Do you know the danger of sniffing cocaine? Have you seen human beings that are cocaine addicted before? Let alone pregnant women, then the children are affected. Do they think they will think about you when you are in trouble? They only fight for their freedom. And if you are a public servant, custom officer, and you get rotten in jail. So please, Mr. Freight Forwarder, if you do your work well, you know your work. We don't go on pension. Sea can never dry. Is that not it? Yes. The sky is the limit. So what are we talking about? You want to follow one-stop shop, take a risk, then you are arrested, and you are jailed 25, 30 years. Your useful lifespan is finished. By the time you come out, you cannot do anything. You see, so please, this container is used for those contrabands. So I'm just talking about the security aspect of it. So the first four, the letters, indicates the owners. But here too, I quickly know there are notes later with you, but let me explain this word owner of a container to you. Ideally, the shipping lines, who we go and contract and use the container, are not ideally the owners. They go to lease the containers. So the container, the sources of the containers that can be called owners are the rare manufacturers or the leasing companies. There are some companies that's the business. They order the manufacturing. They study the terrain, know the shortage, and said quickly manufacture 2 million units TUs for me. Then the carriers, when they get, because as they are using it, some of them will be taken out of. So they start reducing their numbers. As of now, we have got shortage of containers in China. So a good leasing company that has got a lot of containers will see the carriers chasing to lease their containers. So they can have their price. And then that is the price they transfer to you, the shipper or the consignor. Okay. So carriers lease the containers mostly. And there are different types of leasing arrangements that we'll study later. But I just want to emphasize that owners, the rare owners of containers we see in shipping are the actual manufacturers or container leasing companies. Are we clear? But in the writing, you see, when the carriers go for long-term leasing of containers, it's just like when you charter a vessel for a very long time, you can go into the chartering agreement in such a way that you tell the owner of the vessel that I'm going to lease your charter your vessel for the next 20 years. So pack baggage out of the vessel and leave the empty vessel for me to manage. The charterer is there. Then the charterer will do whatever he wants to do with the vessel, provided the actual owner will be receiving what is remuneration. Okay. People go to the extent of changing the registration of the vessel, repaint it, rename it. At one time, when we had vessels, Blaster Line, so when the vessel comes here, I become so sad. Volta River, a charter came for it for the last 10 years, but the next time Volta River came to Ghana, it has been repainted and renamed. But because the original was inscribed in metal on it, when there you see the charter will not inscribe, you only use paint to write it. So we're seeing the Volta River at the background of the name. So everybody knows this is our chartered vessel. Okay, so that is how interesting shipping is. So in Norbury, they make sure the owner could, so for instance, but when the carriers lease it, then they customize it. If you see the Maersk Line container, the moment you see it, you know this is for Maersk Line, this is for CMA. So they start it, so they change the coding to suit their trade name. You see, they started with MAEU some years, so they've now so now there are various ways. Maersk is having MSKU, MSRU, they are even using MIEU and a whole lot. So are the other shipping lines too. So instead of being the owners letters, now the carriers have customized it as see they are the owners. So the first 3 letters are indicating ownership still, but reference to the carrier. But the U is a constant, provided we are going to use for freight, cargo that will be transporting up and down, and not any other purpose. So that's the way it goes. And the last, the 7 figures are also generated, I mean not in sequential, but a computer process, so that you are not come sure when they are numbering 2 million containers, then they start with 100 something. By the time I will come, I will be the 2000. No, it does not work like that. They might start, and the first numbering can even be the 200. So it is for security and check. Okay, so you don't pre-arrange or pre-plan with the numbering or the marks on the container. So the U, I've explained it here. The freight containers are the U ending. Then you see some of the containers, the ending is J, is for detachable freight containers. And then you see some of the containers, the ending is Z. These are trailers and chassis. I will explain what these two are. These are for their. So this first one, the one ending with U, is our normal standard containers we use for our commercial freighting. But detachable freight containers are that type of containers that they are hooked by, they are driven about by a head. That head technically is called a tractor. The one we are calling Murphy. Murphy is also a brand name. It's not the name. The name of that head that drives containers or any unit behind it around is called the tractor. Just like the farm tractor we use. So there are certain containers that after being loaded, the tractor will pull it along. Then when it reaches a place, they detach it from the tractor, leave it there for the next operation to be operated on it, because the status they have not finished. Maybe it's supposed to create a container farm. Container farm means a pool of containers at a certain place for any further action. So they will not put those ones on the trailers or the chassis. That one we have been doing. Then when they read them, they are looking for restackers to come and take them off. Those containers are got were protruding legs. They've got their legs. So when they reaches where the tractor has to leave, detach it and leave it for the meantime, they only drop the legs. It stands, so it's standing on its own. Those ones, their numbers normally end in J, not U. Then if you go to the port, those ones that the same tractor carries around with their ties, the ones we put the container on by the restacker or the forklift, and when it reaches a place, they physically take it off by the handling equipment and then put in a stack. Those ones, so if you go watch the numbers on them, they are on the floor plenty. The ending should be with Z. Are we okay with the container markings? The first digits, those ending with U, some ending with J, and the other ones with Z. Okay. They are rare. These ones, they are plenty in Demacor. So we go on. The individual container mark is 6 digits, followed by a check digit. Why? That is why it's here. You see, we are going to learn how to verify that the validity and that this numbering by the company that assigned the number is not fake, it is correct. So if you are there and you order several containers and they give you, you are there, they give you an email, a pool of numbers. We have a way, that's what we are going to do it here. So how to check container digits. So when you want to cross check whether these things are correct, we conceal the check digit from you. Then there's a mathematical formula, calculation that you do. That if you do the calculation and the result comes out and is correct, agrees with the check digit that was concealed from you, then the container number assigned on your document is correct. We call it verification. So this is a mathematical formula. We are going to do it here. So it's not a Greek thing, it's not magic. Okay? Please, class, what's the time? 6? Okay, you can still escape. So the check digits is very important, the one here. But the moment some of the bill of lading will come and it is written boldly on it, shipper's old container, meaning the one who went to contract the container bought it from the carrier, so it becomes your own. Those containers have got only one journey. Wherever it was bought and wherever port is coming to, when it ends, the journey ends there, because the original validated or the tracking number has been taken out of the system. Because the moment you buy it, the carrier quickly informs organization regulating, they take off this first 4 alphabets, then they take off the check digit, so they leave only this number on your box and they inscribe this 6 digits throughout all your shipping documents until you take delivery of your container at the country of discharge and delivery. Okay, if you see it like this, then meaning it is not for you, bring it to the port and return it for it to be sent to wherever it came from. But if you buy it, you will see 11 alpha numerical, you see only 6 digits. That's why they said the actual numbering 6 digits are for you. The 7th is a check digit.